Hey everyone, AngerXCube here, and we are back for the third and hopefully final part of our lovely little vacation in the moors. So, as you recall, this is the overlook, and we're going to go down to the tillage patch. So let's talk to Urdu here. Hey Urdu, let's take a look at this guy. That is a gnome. That is what we call a gnome. Look at that guy. He's just like, I am a gnome. That guy's a gnome and he knows it.
Hello.
Hello. Let's go down to the thing. There it is. Oops, if I can actually click on it. There we go. Whoosh. Alright. You might be asking yourselves, why are you taking a blimp when you can just jump off the cliff? I don't know. I just wanted to take a blimp, I guess. Let's see here. What are we going to find down here? We're going to find a bunch of mushroom dudes. And some ripply water. Look at all them there ripples. Alright. Yeah, see, we're coming down to the bottom portion here. Do-do-do. There's a whole bunch of stuff out here, actually. We got blood skulls, no, not blood skulls, broken skulls over there somewhere. And there's that big tower I told you about. We got the little patch here. These little mushroom dudes. A Poggy Fins Sifter. Check that dude out. Kind of looks like something you'd see in Star Wars. Anyhow, yeah. Got our little dudes over here. Once again, Farsi's Trading Company's got their little office branch set up because you know the Farsis. Let's see. Okay, somewhere over there. Wait, am I going the right way? Yeah. Somewhere over here, there is a little place called the Shadowed Cleft, which is a little more of a Minecrafty type of outpost. I think it's, yeah, right over this hill. See, we got this little path right here. And there it is. You can just see it right there. See the little smoke? Yeah. That's the Shadowed Cleft, or whatever they call it. Yeah, the Shadowed Cleft. Check it out. We got more stuff here. We got some survival accord dudes. We got some Farsis somewhere around here, actually. I think they're in the back somewhere. Again, it's been several years, but it's somewhere in the back. Oh, look, a nice friendly reminder. Speaking of reminders, so yeah, I was bitching about my you know, comments not being, you know, sent to me to let me know that I've got them. Well, apparently, bitch about something enough and you shall receive, because today I went over to YouTube, see if I had any comments. Didn't have any, you know, no messages, nothing. I'm like, okay, cool. So I accidentally misclicked and went to another video, so I hit backspace and it took me back to the page, and now suddenly I've got 8 messages, and I'm like, what? How the hell did I get 8 messages in the last like 4 seconds? So I click on it, see what they are. Every message I've ever responded to is, well, I'm like, oh, that's nice. Go YouTube, thank you. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't understand YouTube. It's like sometimes I'll upload a video and the next day I'll check and it's got like, you know, 8 or 9 views. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But you look at my total views and they haven't gone up. I'm like, okay. And then 2 days later, they'll go up by like, you know, 300 views, and I'll be like, how did they go up by 300 views? I haven't gotten any more views since. So I don't know when it updates and I don't know how it updates, but I do know that it does it poorly. So yeah, screw you, YouTube. Anyhow, so we're down here looking at the the Volric dudes. The Volrics from Common Lands. Yeah, they're down here too. Check them out. I'm telling you, Vox reminds me of a demented ostrich. She doesn't remind me of a dragon so much as an ostrich. There we go. Broken skulls. Yeah, check it out. Alright, so let's take a look at this little area. As you can see, it's just this little area. Actually, you know, if you rotate this up, this one up, and that down, it looks kind of like a skull, an alien skull. You know, there's the brain right there, and there's the mouth, and there's the something, eyes, nostrils, plasma beams. I don't know. Anyhow, you'll notice this red X out here. Oh, and this one too. Ah, Polyphemus, whatever. That guy's a Cyclops, and he, well, at the time, he was quite substantial. He put up a fight. I remember we were fighting him once because we wanted to see if we could take him, and wiped the entire group out except for the ranger, who was able to kite him for like 20 minutes before we got him down. It was great. I can't remember how well we did when the group was still, like, you know, standing. We got him down a decent chunk, as I recall, but I don't remember exactly how far. But yeah, the ranger was able to just kite him to death by slowing him and dropping traps and crap and running in circles screaming a lot, while the rest of us just lay there and took a nap. So yeah, he's out on that island. You'll recognize it because it'll have a lot of sheep on it. So yeah, be careful, you might interrupt Kiko out there. Speaking of, I saw him the other night, and in typical Kiko fashion, he was on Steam, and he's all like, "Oh yeah, I've been playing, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's nice," and he's all like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll be on Steam tomorrow night, so you can see me then." I'm like, "Yeah." Generally, when you tell someone you're going to be on like a messaging service, that implies that they can message you, and that you might respond, not that you're going to ignore them for 6 hours. But you know, this Kiko, so hey, look. Yeah, see. Hey, look. Alright, if we stay here long enough, Kiko just might appear. But I doubt it. So yeah, Polyphemus? That one dude? I don't know. Let's just call him Cyclops Boy. Where are you at, Cyclops Boy? Is he over here? Am I on the right side? Yeah. But I don't see him. Oh, there he is. I was going to say, I seem to recall him having a roof over his head. Here he is. Yeah, this guy, this Cyclops dude. 81, triple up. And like I said, at the time he was actually pretty damn tough, but anymore not so much. But yeah, there's not a whole lot to see down here. I mean, there is, but it's not, there's really not much point to it. You can come out here and kick that guy's ass if you want to. You can do a bunch of quests from the Tillage Pass and the Shadowed Cleft, and they'll send you all over the place. There are, of course, collectibles that you can look for if you want to. I believe you're going to be sent over to one of these two islands here to do some stuff for the... I think it was the Shadowed Cleft that sent me over there. Eventually, though, you're going to be sent over there. That's the Broken Skull headquarters, and that is also where you'll find the Palace of Ferzul, also known as the Palace of the Ancient One. People call it Potato, Palace of the Ancient One, but it's not actually Potato, it's what, Potau? But people call it Potato. At least they did a couple of years ago when it was like, you know, in-game content. It's not in-game content anymore, but this is pretty much the final zone for the Shadow Odyssey, which is why I'm doing this video, because I realized I kind of bypassed it when I went to Sundered Frontier. That was Sentinel's Fate, which was the expansion that came after this one. Let's talk about the Shadow Odyssey for a little bit. Not too long, just a little bit. So, the Shadow Odyssey. The stories thus far. We're going to bypass a lot of the story thus far because we kind of talked a little bit about it here and there. Well, then again, I talked about a lot of stuff. So, anyways, stuff happened. You know, there's a cataclysm and all that crap. And then, like, you know, they were rediscovering various lands, like, you know, the Sands of Ro and all that great stuff, Firot and all that cool stuff. And then suddenly things start happening. For instance, mind you, this is after we discovered the Overrealm, which is up there somewhere. Couldn't really tell you where it is. It's up there somewhere. There's the anchor, there's the obelisk, and there's the palace. These little void storms started popping up all around Norath. This was the prelude to the expansion. They do that. When an expansion's going to come out, they usually do some like tiny little world event to kind of kick it off. And I like the Shadow Odyssey because their little event was cool. They did a couple. There were the void storms, which were like, you know, little... You've seen those little whirlwind dervishes. Well, those with this particle effect. You know, the whole void thing going on. And these big honking brute guys, the void brutes, they're all like, roar! And everyone was like, oh my god, what's happening? And Norath was freaking out because, oh my god, what's happening? Prior to that, the Cirrus, who was the prophet of the alien god, I can't think of his name, Rodset Knife, there we go, Rodset Knife. She was murdered. And depending on which faction you were, you know, had to do a little quest to track down the murderer and figure out what the hell was going on. And eventually what happens is, well, the prophet of Anashti Sul was behind it, and it was a feint. You know, it was there just to distract, you know, draw your attention away from what was going on. So they killed the Cirrus, who, you know, again, the prophet of Rodset Knife, and put the blame on Bertoxulus. So yeah, again, depending on which side you are, you're either trying to figure out what happened for Rodsef, or you're trying to figure out what happened for Bertoxulus, who the hell is blaming me, that sort of thing. And eventually you find out it was actually this person here. And the Shadow Odyssey was all in preparation for the return of Anashti Sul, the forgotten one. She is, or the ancient one, I guess you could call her. Also the ancient one. She was the goddess of health a long, long time ago, and she accidentally, well, here the lore kind of contradicts itself. It's like there's a couple of variations to the story, and they don't really agree. One of them just says that, you know, she loved mortals so much and she didn't like to see them die, so she wanted them to, you know, have eternal life, and she gave to them the Ewer of Solday. I mentioned that in the Silent City video, and it turned them undead, and she unleashed undeath on Norath, and for that crime she was banished to non-existence, i.e. they tossed her ass into the void. The other one, which I think I mentioned this before, but in case I didn't, there was one part of the storyline where it doesn't come out and say that she was tricked, but it kind of implies it, because it does say that using the Ewer did not have the effect she was told it had. Now, the question is, who told her? So on the one hand, it's saying like the Ewer of Solday was her thing, and she just like, here, you know, become zombies, yay. The other hand, it was like she was looking for a way to help mortals, and someone's like, well, use the Ewer of Solday and it will make them all better. And she did, and it turned them all into zombies, and she was like, the fuck just happened? Either way, she got tossed into the void. That much we do know. So yeah, I've always suspected that she was tricked. And personally, I suspect Rodset Knife, because, dude, the guy's a gray-skinned alien from Area 51. I don't trust him. And he's now he's the god of health. Yeah, probably because he wants to give me a booster shot, if you know what I mean. Because what do aliens do when they kidnap people? Yeah, they probe them in the ass. So yeah, I don't trust Rodset Knife. Plus, when you're doing the quest to find all this stuff, he's got all this. He's got all these like, I don't know, salves and potions and other things of mysterious origin that only he knows what they do and stuff, and it's just kind of like, oh, that's a little suspicious. If anyone was going to just show up and be like, hey, why don't you use this to let them live forever, it would be him, because he's got this whole little, you know, cache of mysterious little items. Here's Gra's crown. This is that spot I was telling you about that you have to jump off from way up there. Yeah, it's right up here. This is the final little update point. This will take you back down to the bottom, return below. This guy is a named, just a single up, but he's a named. You can come up here and kick his ass. There's actually a reason to come up here. There's some quests that you can do down there, and eventually you can come up here. But I don't remember how to get up here. Besides jumping off, I mean. So anyways, back to Anashti Sul. So yeah. This whole expansion was all about her preparing to return, because when she got tossed into the void, which is non-existence, she was not destroyed. In fact, she became even more powerful. She's kind of my favorite goddess for that reason, actually, because it's like, dude, we tossed your ass into the void, and she was like, I don't give a damn, I'm a honey badger. And she came back even more powerful, also uglier too, because man, she was pretty gorgeous before she went to the void. And then she got into the void and they peeled all of her skin off, because she's a zombie too, but she's like still more powerful. And she held true. She still considers herself the goddess of health. In fact, you know, there was a reason she had her prophet do what she did. She attacked both Bertoxulus, who was the god of disease and thus her enemy, and she attacked the one who usurped her place, Rodset Knife. It's like, okay, I don't want you two messing up with my return. I'll deal with you after I return. And that's what she did. Now she's trying to return to the plane of health and all that cool stuff. I don't know where she lives. Where does she live? The plane of undeath? The plane of I don't know. The lands of blood and fire. Ooh, the plane of air and darkness. Ooh, maybe she's the queen of air and darkness. I don't know if you know, but if you ever played D&D, there's some deity. She's not the queen of fairies, but like her evil twin sister. She doesn't have a name, or she has a name, but no one knows what it is. But they call her the queen of air and darkness. It's like, I wonder what her name is. It's probably something really like nondescript, like Betty or something. And that's why she won't tell anyone, because it doesn't really sound like the evil queen of fairies to end all evil queens of fairies. Anyhow, let's get out to that little Broken Skull Island. You got yourself a bit of a swim here. You can take a bird to it, but now that I think about it, where's the bird at? Well, I know you can take a bird back, because I've done it before. Yeah, or not bird, Soko car. Oh, it's one way only. Okay, so yeah. So I guess you can't take a bird to it, but you gotta swim ahead of you. It's all down there. There's octopi and sharks and stuff, crabs, all sorts of stuff. There's more stuff out there. There's actually a little guy over there somewhere that will, he's a balloon person. He'll take you back up to where Tupta is, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think that, no, that might not be it. Yeah, Kikishin Soar, so yeah. So over there, you can take a balloon back up. But if you can fly, who cares? Just fly. Here we are, we can fly. See, there's the Soko car. Alright, so, let's take a quick look at this island. Broken Skull Rock. This is like their main headquarters, but this is also where they're like being corrupted by the void big time because, well, you know, they got a big void conduit right behind them. They're basking in the glories of the void. Alright, here we are. Oh yeah, these are all heroics, yeah. There was a named up here that you could fight for AA. I don't... Maybe he's further up. There's a path somewhere around here that leads you up to the top of the mountain. Here it is, I think. Yeah. Of course, you'll have to fight your way through all these guys, but do we really care? Nah. We're adventurers. We don't care if someone gets in our way. We just knock them back down. Okay, so we go up this little path. One of the quests for the Shadow Odyssey, the timeline, or the signature line, or whatever. I think it's like part 8. You have to come up here and take down this name that I just mentioned. I think it's this way. Yeah, here it is. Go up here, and there's a cap. Yeah, that's him, I think. No, that's not him. Well, there should be a captain somewhere around this area, actually. Where is he? Maybe he's not. Oh, there he is, Captain Wave Smasher. This guy. This is the guy I was thinking of. Hey, you also need to kill him for part of the Shadow Odyssey timeline. It's towards the end of it, just before you go inside to the palace itself, which is right here. The Void Palace. An ominous feeling washes over you as you reach towards the portal. Pfft. What, just because the, a pissed off goddess is in there wanting to return? She's my goddess, see? I got my little... This is a Void Brute, by the way, except it's a very small Void Brute. Void Brutes are usually like really big, raw, but this guy's a tiny one. Which is one of the reasons why I picked her. Also, I did that whole little, prelude quest where I had to find what happened to the Cirrus and all that cool stuff. And I was like, dude, this was actually a really well written quest, and I liked it. So I decided, yeah, Misty's going to be serving that goddess. And that's what I did. So yeah, anything else out here? I can't think of anything off the top of my head. You have to find some coral for one of those quests that I mentioned in the past, from back up by the dropship zone. So yeah, you got to do some swimming around out here. It moves around. Notice all these little icons. These are all possible updates. I love that little void thing. It's like, that's kind of cool. I wish I could get that. I think Shao Knights should be able to get that, because Shao Knights are awesome. Or swashbucklers. Or wizards. But not necromancers. Necromancers are ucky. Ucky, poo-poo. That's necromancers. You can tell them I said so, but if you doubt me, we'll just get a conjurer, like, summon me a big earth golem, and they'll be like, okay, boom, this big earth golem comes up, and you're like, all right. Now you do the same thing with the necromancer, like, summon me a big necromancer equivalent of an earth golem, and they'll be like, okay, and there'll be like this big, goopy, massive, rotting, dead flesh and bones, and it's nasty, and there's maggots everywhere, and it's disgusting. And it's like, oh yeah, necromancers are real cool. Yeah, whatever, dude. Yucky poo-poo, that's what I'm saying. Anyhow, enough of that. So let's head back this way. We'll just cap it off. Oh yeah, see that waterfall? Tupta's right up there. See the trees there, and there's that big waterfall. And if you're doing the Tupton quest, you're gonna have like special the Tupton crafting quest, I should say. You're gonna have special crafting ingredients that you need to get for some of their quests. They're up along this riverbank, stuff like special types of clay and stuff. You get them up there. But at the bottom of the waterfall is where you're gonna find that little balloon dude. That's where we're going now, and that is the Moors. Shadow Odyssey didn't really add a whole lot to the main zone. I mean, the Moors is the main zone, but they did add all those void shard zones like Befallen and stuff like that. Those are all parts of the Shadow Odyssey. I mean, obviously they have to be because they give you void shards, and where do you use void shards? Up here at the dropship spot to get the armor and stuff. So yeah. I mean, that's what they added. They added things like like I said, Befallen, Miracle's Phylactery, Deep Forge and Hollow Tower, Vexar. Later on, the Shadow Odyssey kind of got a little bit of a mini expansion when they added things like Kern's Tower and the Void stuff going on in there, and then they added Munzok's Material Bastion and Lava Storm. And actually, they actually changed Lava Storm itself. Remember when you're first zoning into Lava Storm, if you go to the left as you cross that little teeny bridge over the ocean, whatever the hell that is, you got all those void touch things that got added in with later on after the Shadow Odyssey. Because Anasty Sool's not the only agent of the void trying to come back, which leads into Sentinel's Fate. See, the Shadow Odyssey led to Sentinel's Fate, and Sentinel's Fate led to the whole Ages End prophecy thing going on because there was a mastermind behind the scenes. I've made my feelings on the mastermind clear, I trust. Since, you know, he's an ugly poo-poo dragon, you can tell him I said so, but I already did. He retaliated by trying to kill me with 1.8 million points of damage, and I laughed it off! Because monks can do that if they use their abilities wisely. Alright, so we got little scuttlers. What's a scuttler? Ah, it's a crab. That's a scuttler. An Ykeshan scuttler. And here is the balloon. So let's go back up. Now, this may let you go to all of them. I think it only lets you go to Tupta, originally.
Well met!
But yeah, it looks like it takes you to all of them now. I could be wrong about that, mind you. But yeah, it'll just take us back up here to the top. Isn't that pretty? And we got pretty music too. That's from Oblivion right there. It's Ariel's Ascension. It's my favorite track from Oblivion. It's very nice music. So we're just going up to the Tupta post because why not? Nice little thing. See my little pixie dust? Yeah, I got pixie dust. I'm like Tinkerbell. Not to be confused with Tinkerballa, because I'm not in the guild. That's a cute little web series that Felicia Day did with some other dudes and dudettes and stuff. Can't remember how many seasons it had. It might even still be going for all I know. I only watched like well, I watched most of the beginning of it. I think that one's more about Warcraft than his EQ though. But that's okay because we got Log Horizon, which isn't actually about EQ, but they have a lot of the same character classes, and so it makes me always think of EQ. There's an illusionist, he's like the main character, and then like there's his best buddy's a guardian, and then his other best buddy is a swashbuckler, and it's pretty cool. Actually, I don't think he's an illusionist. I believe he was just an enchanter, but still, I have an illusionist. Well, actually, I have both enchanters, so, but I always just assumed that he was an illusionist because he's a good guy. But yeah, they got monks and all sorts of cool stuff. It's good anime. You should watch it. It's only 2 seasons out, but it's still pretty good. So yeah, that was the Moors. 3 parts. Like I said, there are a couple of different shard zones here. You got Guk. There's 3 versions of Guk, and then there's that unseen arcanum or whatever it was. Then you got the 3 void zones, which would be the obelisk, the anchor, and the palace. And of course, the palace also is the palace, which is a raid version. What else do we have in here? I think that's it. Do a quick look here. Yeah, I don't see anything else. So yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys later. We still have Stoneburnt Highlands to check out, so we can finish up the Sentinel's Fate. And yeah, all sorts of excitement in store for us. So later's on, all.